name's Robin and welcome inside Robin's World. I am going to do a quick video on my plans for 2019. I am going to, normally I do the Goodreads thing like most people do, at least most people who have heard of BookTube. I'm going to do that same thing. This year I made my book number 50 that I was going to read because I knew I was in school. And I think I hit 75 today. So, I read what I think I read about that last year too. So I'll probably keep it around 50 to 75 for 2019. But one thing it occurred to me to do, and this may be big on YouTube and I just haven't heard about it, which is a possibility. I was looking at the top books of the year, voted in by Goodreads. And I was like, oh, there's so many of these that I haven't read. As a matter of fact, there's very few I have read. I was like, oh, that'd be fun. I think I'm going to read a couple of books at least a month from the Goodreads top books of 2018. So I should be able to do that pretty easily. I have some of them already, not a lot, but I do have some. Some I've tried to start and didn't really enjoy, so I put them aside. So I'm going to have to power through that. So anyway, that's my goal. I've still got my doggy here underneath me. So she was snoring the last time I did a video. So right now she's just sniffing me. You guys want to see her? She's kind of a homely little thing, but come here, Annabelle. Come here. Oh, and you'll see her. Her and my big dog had a fight. That's why you only see one eyeball, because that's all she's got. And this one she's blind in. So anyway, that's who you're hearing snoring. I promise it's not me making weird noises. So anyway, all right, Annabelle. Her name's Annabelle. Okay, so 2018 Goodreads books of the year. So the first one was the fiction category, Still Me by Jojo Moyes. I don't know. I know some of these are sequels, so I will probably try to read the ones that came in first too. Mystery and thriller was The Outsider by Stephen King. He was on here twice. Historical fiction. Oh, The Outsider. That's his Mr. Mercedes books. So I don't know if it's officially the fourth one or if it's a spin-off. Do you do that in books? I don't really know. But so anyway, it follows someone from the Mercedes books, which are really good books if you haven't read them. Historical fiction was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And that was one of the Book of the Month Club picks, but I didn't pick that one, so I'll have to buy it. Fantasy by Fantasy was Circe by Madeline Miller. And honestly, that's the one I started, and I think maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. I have it on Audible, and I have the physical copy of that because that was my Book of the Month pick 1 month. And so I gave it to a friend of mine who absolutely loved it. So I'll probably just listen to it on Audible since I already have it. The best of the best is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I have wanted to read this, of course, since it came out, along with everyone else who did read it. But, I know from the synopsis that her brother gets shot in the early part of the book, and then it's, I guess the aftermath of all of that. Well, I love my brothers, and the thought of losing my brothers would just devastate me, so I haven't been emotionally where I could read that. But anyway, I'll power through. I'm a big girl. The romance was The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. Home. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry, Helen. Don't really know. The book looks familiar. I have to look and see if I read it and just don't remember it, which probably not, because if it was one of the best books of the year, I probably would remember it, right? So science fiction winner was Vengeful by V. Schwab. I've read some of hers, and she's really a good writer, so I'm looking forward to that. It is the second one in a series, I think, so I'll need to buy the first and the second one, which, you know, won't hurt me at all. So horror was Elevation by Stephen King. And again, I don't know anything about this one at all, except it's Stephen King, and he's so good. I don't read a lot of horror. I don't mind mystery, but horror kind of freaks me out. So we'll see, but I'll power through it. Humor was The Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish. And I've heard the book, I've seen it, but I haven't bought it. So if you guys know anything about it, let me know. Nonfiction was I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. And under memoir and autobiographies, Educated by Tara Westover won. And I've seen that one all over the place. It's the one with the pencil on the front or something. So, but other than what it looks like, I don't know anything about it. History and biography. Oh, I'm real excited about this one. I've wanted to read this one. It's The Good Neighbor, The Life and Work of Fred Rogers by Maxwell King. You know, I grew up with Mr. Rogers, and my kids grew up with Mr. Rogers, and my grandbabies aren't growing up with Mr. Rogers, but they're growing up with Daniel Tiger, which is, you know, Mr. Rogers. So it's, I love Mr. Rogers, so I'm looking forward to that one. Science and Technology is The Rise and Fall of Dinosaurs, A New History of a Lost World by Steve Brusotti, maybe is how you say his last name. Sorry if that's not. My grandbabies love dinosaurs, so I'm really excited to look this one up. I don't really read a lot in science and technology, but I'm looking forward to it. So, food, Hungry for More by Chrissy Teigen. I don't, do you read a cookbook? But I'm willing. I think she's adorable. She's married to John Legend, who of course is an amazing singer. So maybe I'll have a little insight into their lives, which would be kind of fun. Now I hear my big dog back there barking, so if you can hear him, sorry about that. I put him up so he wouldn't do that in the camera. Graphic novels and comic was something called Herding Cats by Sarah Anderson. I've never heard of it before, so that'll be new for me. Poetry, The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I am hoping this will be some poetry that I will get into, because I've said in other videos I'm not huge in poetry, but I would like to broaden my horizons just a little bit. So, debut author was Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemo. Let me see, I've got that one over here somewhere. Oops. Adeyemo. I have no idea how to say her name. But isn't she cute? So this book was the Jimmy Fallon book pick at the beginning of summer, and so he read it, and so I imagine that helped her sell some copies. I know that drew me to the book first. So like I said, I haven't read it yet, but it's a pretty book. So at least I have one I don't have to buy. Thanks, Jimmy Fallon. Young adult fiction, Leah on the Offbeat. So that was written by Becky Albertalli. Leah on the Offbeat is a direct sequel to the 2015 Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. I knew it was a sequel, but for some reason I thought it was the sequel to Dumplin', so I guess I was wrong about that. Now, I have read Simon's versus the Homo sapiens agenda, and I really liked it, so that's good. Young adult fantasy, Kingdom of Ash by Sarah Maas? How do you say her name? This is the 7th in the series. Can't remember the name of the series. A hardship, I don't think. I've in the middle of a thorn, The Thorn of Blood and Roses, Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah Maas. So I've read the first two and I just started the third. Oh my gosh, they are really as good as everyone said they were. So this will not be a problem for me to buy and read all of the books in this series. A middle grade is The Trials of Apollo, and I may have this one. If I don't, my son-in-law probably does. So that one won't be a problem either. And picture books, I Am Enough by, The Trials of Apollo is by Rick Riordan, if I didn't say that. I Am Enough is by Grace Byers. And usually when we go to Austin to see the grandkids and Whitley and Cody, of course, we usually go to Barnes & Noble or to the Amazon bookstore because my daughter loves books as much as I do. And I saw that book. I can't remember which store I bought it from, the Amazon one or from Barnes & Noble. But regardless, it was a beautiful book. I like what it's telling the kids. And so, anyway, that's the last one on the list. So I asked my daughter to bring it when they come up for Christmas, and maybe I can do like a little read along with my grandkids so you guys can see how cute they are, because they really are the cutest things I've ever seen. My grandson, oh, and my granddaughter too. My grandson is 4 and he loves to read and he loves to be read to. So my granddaughter loves to be read to. I think they'll be big readers, I'm hoping. Thank you, and I will, my plan is maybe to do a video every couple of weeks to give you an update, maybe even just once a month. That's probably a better idea. Do a video once a month to tell you how my progress is going, to tell you about the books, tell you if they're as good as everyone says they are, which I have a feeling they are. I mean, really, what a great way to do this, because I can read all the best books from last year as evidenced by the people who voted on Goodreads. So that's all I have for now. Thanks. Bye. And I will see you next time.